When Ingo Swann released his book titled Penetration in 1998, he claimed to be a psychic who was employed by the CIA to remote view the dark side of the moon, specifically to look for alien presence. It sounded like science fiction, but in 2006, when the CIA started releasing documents on the Stargate project, Swann's participation in the program was confirmed. When Swann was asked about the existence of extraterrestrials, he said not only were they already here, but they are building something on the far side of the moon. And, according to Swann, these aliens aren't friendly. Let's find out why. When Ingo Swann was a child, his family noticed he had psychic potential. When he got older, he wanted to explore this talent, so he began volunteering for experiments in ESP. At first, researchers tested Swann to see if he could influence plants with mental activity, or alter the temperature of an environment using his mind. And Swann was successful enough that more and more scientists became interested in him. But it was a few years later where Ingo Swann would find his specialty. In the early 1970s, Swann was part of a study for the American Society of Psychical Research, and this study involved Swann sitting in a chair and attempting to project his consciousness into sealed boxes, which contained symbols that Swann would try to read. During one experiment, he was asked to see what he saw inside of a box, and Swann said he saw nothing, just darkness. The researcher was disappointed and said, "Oh, that's too bad, let's try something else." Swann said, "No, I see darkness because the light bulb inside the box is burnt out." The researcher was puzzled. He walked over to the box, opened it, and sure enough, the light was out, and a star was born. Ingo Swann's success in these early experiments got the attention of the Stanford Research Institute. You might remember the SRI from our Project Stargate video, which I'll link below. SRI had been remote viewing places around the world for years, but once they found Ingo Swann, who was extremely successful at this, they wondered if he could remote view other places in the solar system. There was an experiment in 1973 where Ingo Swann was asked to project his consciousness to the planet Jupiter. At first, Swann rejected the idea. Ingo Swann never wanted to remote view anything that couldn't be confirmed. There are plenty of frauds who claim to have psychic abilities, and Swann valued his reputation. He didn't see any value in going to Jupiter if his observations couldn't be confirmed. But the researchers at SRI told Swann Jupiter was chosen because NASA had probes on the way there right now. So Swann agreed, and he made a lot of observations about Jupiter that the Pioneer probes soon confirmed. He saw a hydrogen mantle, rotating storms like cyclones. He mentioned high infrared readings, the colors of the clouds, and ice crystals in the atmosphere. The probes can